Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim announced the extraordinary tribute to all Malaysians this morning. He also delivered on a pledge that's haunted him for 17 years. Meanwhile, Rafidah Aziz called out the announcement and told the government to just serve with sincerity and integrity. And Dr Mahathir Mohamad has responded to Anwar over the Pulau Batu Puteh issue. Stay tuned to find out what he said. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim announced his extraordinary tribute to the people this morning. Included in the announcement was a long-standing promise that has lingered since he first made it 17 years ago.
Saya minta maaf kerana mengambil masa lebih panjang, hutang tinggi, kemudian ekonomi malap. Jadi saya terpaksa tarik pelaburan masuk, jumlah pekerjaan, AI dan sebagainya. Dan sekarang saya rasa kita sedia untuk melihat keperluan menurunkan sedikit harga minyak daripada RM2.05 sekarang, dan tapi harga kos pasaran penjualan minyak masih RM2.50. Ya, ingat ya, RM2.50. Kita jual RM2.05, dan sebelum akhir September saya akan pastikan pelaksanaan menurunkan harga minyak kepada RM1.99 seliter.
He said it is only applicable to Malaysians, while foreigners will have to pay the market price. Besides cheaper RON 95, Anwar also announced that in conjunction with National Day this year, all Malaysians aged 18 and above will receive a one-off RM100 Rahman Necessities aid that they can use to purchase groceries and household goods. Anwar said the aid will be dispersed via MyCard and is valid from August 31st to December 31st. It can be claimed through over 4,100 participating supermarkets and stores nationwide. According to Anwar, the initiative would incur an additional R2 billion in government expenditure for this year. He added that any unclaimed amount from the allocation would be transferred to other initiatives for helping the poor next year. Meanwhile, former Minister Rafidah Aziz dismissed the need for grand gestures of appreciation or baits just to get the people's votes. In a brief message to Malaysia Kini, she said leaders should simply serve with integrity. Rafidah reminded that every ringgit belongs to the people, not the government. Instead, she advised that they just work for the people with sincerity, integrity and responsibility, not merely to win votes. She said this in response to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's extraordinary tribute to the people, which was announced this morning. Meanwhile, Communications Minister Fahmi Fatzil described the announcement as a clear demonstration of the Madani government's sensitivity to the pulse of the people. He said that it shows their commitment to easing the people's burden with various forms of assistance. He added that it further boosts economic growth, provides relief to the people, as well as strengthens the country's fiscal resilience in the face of global uncertainties. Fahmi said that the measures taken and announced were the result of careful consideration based on the principles of social justice and economic sustainability. A former BN official also commented on the announcement, bringing up an old catchphrase in his response. In a post on Facebook, former BN Strategic Communications Deputy Director Eric C2 said that Anwar had announced the one-off RM100 aid on former Premier Najib Abdul Razak's birthday. He added that it proves what was once ridiculed, that cash is king. The cash is king catchphrase was associated with Najib when he was Prime Minister. In the run-up to the 2018 general election, Dr Mahathir Mohamad criticized Najib with the phrase, accusing him of using government handouts and financial incentives to buy political loyalty and silence dissent. The phrase then became a symbolic jab by Mahathir and Pakatan Harapan's broader campaign to discredit Najib amid the 1MDB scandal. In 2019, Najib had confirmed telling Mahathir during a private conversation that cash is king during an earlier meeting between them. In a forum, he explained that Mahathir had misunderstood the phrase. According to Najib, what it meant was that the people come first. Former Prime Minister Dr Mahathir Mohamad has hit back at Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim on the Pulau Batu Puteh issue. Mahathir told Anwar to take him to court over the matter. In a post on his social media account, Mahathir stressed that he does not need any immunity due to old age. He said if he is not being charged despite being in the wrong as he is 100 years old, then it means that he had gotten immunity. However, he stressed that he doesn't want it, and if Anwar is accusing him of being guilty, then take him to court and prove it. Mahathir added that immunity is only for those who fear being dragged to court as they know they are guilty. Yesterday, Anwar told the Dewan Rakyat that the cabinet decided not to pursue legal action against Mahathir over the issue. Anwar said Mahathir was wrong, but they wouldn't take action due to his old age. He added that the cabinet also took into account Mahathir's status as a former prime minister. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. An NGO has hit out at the Attorney General's Chamber's decision not to prosecute preachers Zamri Vinod and Firdaus Wong. The Global Human Rights Federation warned the move would only embolden the duo to continue with their actions. Its president S. Shashi Kumar told Malaysia Kini that it is not only a blatant discrimination but also a direct violation of Article 11 of the Federal Constitution, which guarantees the freedom of religion for all Malaysians. Shashi called it a failure of the Madani government to uphold promised reforms and said that public trust is now lost. He also accused the AGC of practicing double standards, saying that cases involving insults against non-Islamic faiths are not acted upon. He said this selective prosecution undermines justice, erodes trust, and breaches Article 8's guarantee of equality under the law. He demanded the AGC explain its insufficient evidence decision in detail and even offered to debate Minister Azalina Othman Said and the Attorney General publicly on the matter. He added that the public deserves transparency, not excuses. Yesterday, in a written parliamentary reply, Azalina said that the AGC decided not to prosecute Zamri and Firdaus as there was insufficient evidence. She said based on the response from AGC, there is insufficient evidence to prove the elements of an offence under any legal provision to prosecute the two individuals mentioned in court. A coalition of NGOs has urged the government to do more to ensure justice for the death of political aide Teo Beng Hok. The CSO Platform for Reform, representing 72 NGOs, acknowledged MACC's apology and positive changes to its investigative methods. However, they stressed that apologies and procedural reforms are insufficient without a genuine and serious commitment to justice. In a statement, they said, for the apology to be meaningful, it must be matched by firm and irreversible action. The group wants an independent investigation team outside the MACC and police to complete and publish the findings related to Teo's case. They also called for the government to enact new laws to prevent deaths in custody across all enforcement agencies, including the MACC. This includes clear procedures, CCTV surveillance, and full transparency during interrogations. Teo Beng Hok was a political aide to then Selangor Exco Ian Yong Hian Wah. He was found dead in 2009 after an overnight MACC questioning in Shah Alam. A royal commission said he was driven to suicide by aggressive interrogation. But in 2014, the Court of Appeal ruled his death was caused or accelerated by unlawful acts, including those of MACC officers. In May, the Attorney General's chambers ultimately classified the case as no further action. The cabinet decided not to pursue legal action against former Premier Dr Mahathir Mohamad over the Pulau Batu Puteh issue due to his old age. This was revealed by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim yesterday. Anwar told the Dewan Rakyat that the cabinet also took into account Mahathir's status as a former prime minister. We asked our viewers for their thoughts on the matter. Let's take a look at their response. 43% of voters said it was a respectful decision given Dr Mahathir's age and past service. Meanwhile, 39% said that it is unacceptable as justice must be upheld regardless of age. 11% believe that it's a complex situation with valid arguments on both sides. Several voters believe that the government doesn't have proof and brought up the fact that only the courts have the authority to determine who is guilty. They said it's not in the Prime Minister's power to say or decide. Some said Mahathir did not do anything wrong and told Anwar to repeat the remarks outside of Parliament. What are your thoughts on the issue? Share them in the comment section below. Before we go, let's take a look at more headlines from today. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.